how about them tops, son?
All day, SEC boys. SEC, they supposed to be SEC. Crazy all day, baby.
You're listening to the Red Out Podcast.
Hello everyone and welcome into a Red Out short clip here. This is from our latest episode. Hope you enjoy.
The next thing we've got to talk about is our cold takes of the week, right? I think one of the cold takes we had...
We have two cold takes.
We have two cold takes. One is from our lovely guy, Jared.
Yes.
Also known as...
I'm McLovin. Woo! I am...
That's right.
McLovin. That in the game tonight, a.k.a. the game that was played when you guys hear this, like the day before,
yes,
day after, the Jackson's not going to drop 45 again. I don't know how much of a cold take that is, honestly.
That's more of a cold hope.
Yeah.
I think the odds are in Jared's favor there.
Yeah, I kind of...
You better back off.
Yeah, you're kind of mad at it. Because, I mean, seriously... It was a career night for the guy and for, adversaries in Diddle. What in the world? I mean, I say this and now he's going to go drop 48 or something. Yep. But seriously, it's going to...
Oh, breaking news.
Go.
I just saw Brad Stevens tweeted that Josh Anderson isn't starting tonight due to disciplinary reasons.
Oh, my God.
He's, however, available and on the bench. So, just when you thought that everything was going well, more drama.
Oh my God.
Dude, stay away from Kentucky Street Apartments, okay? Seriously. I'm not saying that's what it is. We have no information as far as that goes, but disciplinary action.
Can we not have nice things?
Yeah.
No,
this is why we can't have nice things, Ross. Okay. So the other cold take is that Brad, with the Bowling Green Daily News, said that Charles Bassey is... or should be the Player of the Year for Comfort Tuesday.
That was his vote for
the Player was for Charles Bassey. And as much as I love King Charles, I don't think that he's necessarily Player of the Year material. He's done great. He's done really good, but I just don't think it's. I don't think. I mean,
statistically, he's way up there. He's averaging a double-double. That is great. His stats look really, really good. He's got some. Pretty close to some freshman records at WKU. All that is awesome. But...
Yeah.
And this is me wanting to homer all the time. I do think there are players out there in the league that probably deserve it a little better. Even if you relegate it to a... it was his argument that this is a season-based award, not a lifetime achievement award. But I mean...
Well, Elmore doesn't deserve it this year either.
Right,
so
that's what I'm saying. It's definitely not Elmore. I'm on board with that because though... Partial fans want to get all up in arms about how stupid Brad is and how Elmore ought to have it. Bloody freaking blah. Go burn a couch.
Yes.
Or
sorry, I'm a pyro at heart, so
or
I love burning
walk
stuff.
your trail because your city is so fat that even Jamie Oliver can't cure it.
What?
Oh, that's another Assassin Adversary thing. Jamie Oliver, who is a very famous British
I know
chef,
who Jamie Oliver is because I've seen the video of him showing kids how chicken nuggets are made.
That was in
was that
Huntington.
Really?
That was part of that show.
Would you all still eat this?
And
they all raised their hands.
Yes,
it was the single greatest.
That was filmed in Huntington because he came to Huntington to do the show about how fat the U.S. is, and he came to the fattest city in America, which at the time was Huntington, to try to make him not fat, and he just got so disheartened that the show stopped.
Single greatest moment of TV.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah. So that was
all it is.
Yeah, but no, I absolutely. It's got to be. It's got to be someone else who has had an actual better season. I mean,
I'm fine with Caver. I'm fine with if you want to give it to Jackson on UTSA. I think they're both worthy people. Even Stith on ODU, but let's be realistic and. If Devin's proclamation or whatever comes true, I think Bassey's obviously the front runner next year. So.
Oh, dude, for sure. I think that would be, again. Well, what are we gonna do if he does? What kind of party are we gonna have to have?
You all will not be able to put up with me next year. Is all I got to say.
And you guys will have to we'll have to drink some bourbon or something fun.
Yes,
Dude,
we
for
will have
sure.
a cookout at my place because I will be celebrating.
That's
that
true. We
Bassey
do probably
staying.
all have to come over here because Devin. We're not even going to be able to have you on the podcast
No.
next year because we're not going to be able to
No.
deal with your skull will not fit
I'm
in
gonna
this
be.
house.
I'll be on like ESPN on one of those little corners and be like, They're gonna be like, "Who are you?" I'm the one predicted that Charles Bassey was staying. I'm just saying.
You would be like you and like 6 dudes on Hilltop or Haven would be
Yes.
the only
Yes.
people that predicted that.
I'm dreading you. Lumps me in there. That's fun.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
okay. So we're gonna dive into the mailbag here. Will we see more of Nelson? I think he needs to be first off the bench. He needs more than 3 minutes. That's from Brett.
Well, I'm here to tell you that with Anderson coming off the bench, I'm pretty sure Nelson's going to be shoved down a little bit.
Yeah. Well.
Well, I'd say be shoved up a little bit if Anderson's not is getting disciplined tonight.
So is he? He's out.
No, he's not starting. He's available.
So I was going to say, is he not starting or is he benched completely?
Just not starting. That's it. He's just not starting, and he's going to come off the bench.
Okay. We'll see.
We're about to mess around.
To answer Brett's question, he is going to play more, and I think I tweeted this when we found out the news. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Get another body, somebody, as much as we love Moo or
Fresh legs,
Horton or somebody like that, somebody who's been there, done that, knows what they're doing. He got a little bit of taste against Southern Miss. He gets a little bit more against UTSA. We're going to need him. We're going to need to give people like Bassey rest. We're going to need to give Anderson. We're going to need to give everybody rest into the tournament if we go 3 games in 3 days. So, yes, I think he's going to be inserted in the lineup, and I think Stansbury will trust him as long as he shows that he can play about 12 minutes a game.
Well, not only that, but like we talked about before, I mean, he's a dog. He's absolutely fights for rebounds.
Yeah.
He is a role player that we desperately need. So, I mean, I'm pumped if he's going to play more.
Yeah, I hope so as well. Fresher legs it helps the team last longer, so I'm fine with it. Give the kid more time. Let one of these other guys, take a few minutes to get a breather or whatever. Let them come back in.
I'm happy to see him back.
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
really happy.
Completely fine with it. Brian Jesse says, "What's the story with Matt Horton? Is he going to be a red shirt? He looked really solid when I saw him play." Of course, McKay jumps in and says that he's 99% sure that he can't redshirt.
Yeah, I don't know
No,
the
he
red
can't.
shirt
He's
rules,
played too many games.
but I would imagine. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I'd be very surprised if the red shirt rule allowed for as much play time as he's had.
I don't. Yeah, like I was going to say. Like I agree with you all. I don't understand what the timing is on
basketball. I don't know.
With basketball, I know football is just.
I've never seen them announce basketball. That's the weird thing. Like they said, okay, 4 games or less in football, so it was easy to understand. I don't know if it's. So I guess that would be prorated over a 12 or 13 game season in football. That's 25%. Maybe that's the rule. That would be the logical thing to think, but. I've yet to see anything like that. I know Gambrell's probably going to redshirt.
Yeah, probably. And you think he qualify? I mean, even if let's say medically speaking, he probably could even redshirt, right? Because he's been hurt for most of the season. Devin's over here googling the redshirt rules. I have no idea. I would think
they can't even be on the court for 1 minute, according to this.
Okay, so this is just a random website.
This is sportsrec.com. College basketball redshirting rules.
So that may be true. I don't know.
I don't know how legitimate this website is.
But Ross, back to your point. For football, I think the reason they probably announce it more is because it's so much of the team actually redshirts. Whereas in basketball,
redshirting is very rare.
Yeah, you typically don't unless it's like Gambrell with like a medical reason or typically they don't redshirt. They do like preferred walk-on status or like the Colgate gray shirt thing. You don't see a lot of red shirts in basketball. Plus, freshmen can make a big difference in basketball versus football. So,
according to this, if it's a medical red shirt, you can't. First off, if you play for 1 minute,
you don't get a regular red shirt.
You do not get a regular season red shirt.
Interesting.
But you can dress, you can practice, you can do everything, but you can't step on the court.
Can't actually play.
If you want a medical red shirt...
I asked Brad from Bowling Green Daily News on Twitter, and they acted like it did change similar to football, but maybe, I don't know if that article's up to date, or that we're just assuming a medical red shirt for Gambrell. So.
Now, see, this is just basketball. Football, I don't think it's changed that much, but for for a medical hardship exemption. Blah blah blah.
It's like a medical red shirt.
Yes, medical red shirt. Yes. The student athlete has not participated in more than 2 contests or dates of competition, or 20% of his or her team's scheduled contests. So if you got 40 games, if they haven't played in more than 8, you're good.
Okay, so that's interesting. Again, we don't necessarily have the citation for it, but that's more information than we had when we started. Because I have no clue.
I didn't either.
On Horton, I just don't think Stansberry ever really gained trust with him. So I mean, as the season went by, he would play. He's played Moo a lot more recently because I guess he gives him the hustle. I don't think Stansberry ever got comfortable enough to play Horton, and now we're just kind of where we're at with him. So
yeah,
he's got one more year to prove if he can be something where he's going to be more of a veteran big man. So maybe next year with that freshman who's not going to be as polished as Bassey was, he'll have a chance to shine. So.
Yeah, Brett says he loves Matt Horton, or we love Matt Horton. Yes, we do. William Jones said he's proud of our toppers.
This is not questions, guys, but good.
Yeah, I told him they could do
statements.
I told him they could do takes.
They could do takes, okay.
Yeah, because some of the questions, they kind of get redundant after a while.
Well, that's true. Lots of people have the same kind of questions.
Yes.
So we don't want to answer
Chris said, I'd like to challenge this team to leave it all on the court Wednesday night and play for your teammate, Lamonte Bearden, as this will be the last game you'll ever play with him at Diddle. That's
Amen.
Yeah,
that's true.
Hey,
yeah.
I mean,
isn't it kind of fun to have
I do appreciate Monte. He's been, he's quirky. It's kind of fun. He's been on, kind of 2 pretty resurgent WKU teams. So, if we can get to the tournament with him, we've got him, with some experience in NCAA tournament, and it's been good to see a solid point guard play after years of just awful point guard play. So it's pretty good appreciation of what he's done.
Yeah, completely agree. I think the seniors sometimes are underappreciated in basketball, whereas sports like football, they see a lot more action. And even basketball, you don't really need the amount of time that like you do with football. And there's rules where obviously you have to stay in college longer than you do with NCAA basketball. So
yeah.
Matt's not on the show tonight. Sorry, Brett.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are doing the podcast tonight, which is Wednesday.
So answer your question when you're listening to this on Thursday.
Yeah, just so you know, this is Wednesday. Greg Ross, UTSA has 2 3-point specialists. Is there any indication at all that we can provide a consistent defense to limit either's production? During the Willard era, WKU had an amazing defensive strategy regarding this matter. I am not sure that one person scoring more than 40 points in a single game is going to be palatable this time. Matt, you can suck it because I said palatable right.
So, I guess...
Yes, Matt McKay made fun of me because he's like, I can't wait for Devin to say palatable on the podcast.
Okay,
that's
so
twice. So.
Palatable. That question, I like that. It's a man after my own heart, but he said regarding this matter. And I was like, that's how I write every passive-aggressive email in my life.
That's a I love you butt statement.
Yeah, so Hoss, I don't know if you're trying to be passive-aggressive or if you just write emails like me, but I like the way you write, sir.
Matt's opinion is, I'd focus on everyone else. Jackson and Wallace went wild, and UTSA got lucky to get it to overtime. Play them right, but to me, keep everyone else at bay, and we win against UTSA almost every time. So
I mean, they're gonna have somebody.
I agree with that, but I mean, it would be nice to see us shut down one of their star player out for once.
It would be nice for us to not let somebody have a career night. If we could just do, I'd be very happy with that. If we could just not have a career night from somebody, because it seems like every time we play somebody, even if we win, one of their guys is like, oh, he scores 3 points a game, hang 30. That's fine. It's like, oh, good, thanks.
So, okay.
And he just scored the first 2 points of the game.
Of course he freaking did.
So, and just for clarification, Nelson did get the start over Josh Anderson today. So,
yeah.
So he did. I was right.
So.
I didn't say he would start. I said maybe he moves down the bench if he's on the bench.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So, Brett wants to know if we're going to Texas. I am not because I'm working and I don't travel. So, Jake?
Oh, I'm saving all these days off for the baby, guys. I'm working overtime just trying to save up time.
Ross.
I'll be there. I think Matt's going to be there. If you're there, Brett, or whoever, just come say hi to me. I'll be. Let's see. I'm going 3. I'll be at all 3 games as long as we make it. I'm not going to guarantee the women's games because, dirty little secret, I don't care as much about that. But
I know, right? We're going to stick Matt on you.
Also, I'm going down with my wife and kid. So during the days when they only play, I was looking at the schedule. So 2 of the 3 games, the Thursday night game and the Saturday would be at night. The only games that they could attend would be on the Friday night game, which is when the semifinals are. So I'll be getting around Dallas and stuff. We're going to try to have this is like our last vacation before number 2 gets here. So.
Gotta have a baby moon, right?
I do have to read a statement from Jared. I didn't tell you about this, Ross, so you can enjoy this.
It's so good, guys.
Jared says, I am extremely disappointed in the Conference USA for going outside of their typical Thursday-Saturday game format in the pods to Sunday-Wednesday. Not only will people not be able to watch the game due to their terrible TV deal, but now it's harder to go to church obligations. They should be ashamed of themselves, and I know God is ashamed of the Conference USA as well, because of how subpar this season has been for just about every team. By being faithful tonight and missing out on the podcast, I hope he remembers us in the Conference USA tournament this season. I'll take one for the team. 100, JR.
All right, hot take on Jared, by the way, and
Hot take on Jared. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Preach.
the 2 o'clock was affecting church things way overblown. I went to the 9 a.m. service in Louisville, Kentucky, drove down, and still had time to go to Hilligan's and have lunch before the game. If you lived right down, I saw Jared at the game. He still went to church and he still attended the game. So I mean, I think there's a giant segment of our fan base that just wants to complain.
Well, I can understand Sunday afternoon games are okay, but my complaint, coming from a smaller church, we only had 1 service.
True.
So, where
you
you
bet
had
your
the
butt.
9 o'clock service and could come down, we had 11 o'clock service. I mean, we could still
And that
probably
gives
make
you
it. But
that gives you even if it was a 2-hour service, it still gives you an hour to get from your church in Bowling Green to Diddle Arena.
Haha, hot take, it wasn't in Bowling Green, so.
It's in a great state of
Or
Three
even
Forks, Hoss.
Scottsdale. So what?
No, it was.
For real, though, we
drive,
could have rode
so.
a bicycle from Martinsville to
We
Bowling Green
could, I agree.
Before the game started.
I completely agree, but, yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's people like to complain. It wouldn't matter. Just like the football thing. People complain forever that, we're only getting noon games. And then last season we had all 7 o'clock games, and people complained it was too late. It's just, people are going to complain. That's just nature of it, and when you have such a small fan base, it gets amplified even more.
Well, and I have to say, too, I think it's probably more of like a getting you out of what you're used to sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're used to your Sunday being, all right, I go to church at 11, we go to 11 to 12:30 to church, we get out of church at 12:30, we go eat at Cheddar's, then I go home and I watch NFL and I take a nap. If you're not, granted, you don't have the NFL to watch right now, but if that's your thing, like, I go home and take, and now you're like, oh, Wester's playing. Crap, now I think it's just people being thrown off,
Yep.
and then, like Ross said, just complaining
Yeah.
versus, like, actually just sucking it up.
Hope you enjoyed the clip from our latest episode. Subscribe for our weekly Red Out podcast. And always remember, go Tops.